we're done. Thanks for all of the support. It's time to say goodbye to the Dygma race. You heard us right, Dygmates. All good things come to an end, and the Dygma race is no exception. But the end of one good thing can often mean the beginning of something new, something better, a new era, if you will. The era of the Dygma race 2. Hi Dygmates, I'm Dominique Garcia, otherwise known as the Pink Power Ranger from the early 90s. Now, for anyone living under a rock for the last 5 years, in 2018, we built the ultimate ergonomic gaming keyboard and named it the Dygma Race. With its split design, we aim to the posture of every single gamer worldwide. You could now place your wrists comfortably aligned with your forearms, resting on the palm pads. No wrist extension or ulnar deviation. Performance could be massively boosted by remapping any key, including those on our unique 8 thumb cluster, and creating multiple easily accessible layers to suit every gamer's needs. Customizable, per key RGB and underglow, as well as a double-coated aluminum finish, ticked all the right boxes for that aesthetically pleasing gamer's setup. With all these features, understandably, the race began to attract the attention of people outside the gaming community. Typists, coders, programmers, editors, and even politicians were highly interested in the Dygma race. We were getting requests to cater to our new and growing community at quite a rate. And we listened to most of them. We built the best keyboard we possibly could at the time, but with user feedback, new technology, and a dash of innovation, we endeavored to take our keyboards to the next level, starting with our removable palm pads. Some users felt they were a little too much on the firm side of comfort, while others reported losing their stickiness after prolonged use. And when you rely on stickiness, you need it to stick.
Suction cup up, making sure it's secure, getting ready to take it out once again.
Then there were the cables. Are they a string tying us to the past or a rope leading us to the future? Either way, cables should be optional, and we understand that the future is leading toward a wire-free setup. Then there's the power of tinting, which reduces hand pronation, letting you type in a far more natural position and reducing overall wrist strain when working long hours. The Dygma Race came tenting kit compatible, but it's an optional add-on that must be purchased separately. A minor downside to this add-on tenting kit is that when folded, it increases the height of the raise ever so slightly. It raises the raise. This also meant that the Dygma race fit too snugly in its travel case. Finally, we had literally the smallest issue of them all. But at Dygma, size doesn't matter.
Really? Yes!
That smaller issue was the per key RGB and underglow of the Dygma race. To create our incredible glowing color display, we used RGB LEDs planted in the PCB of the race, and they worked exceptionally well for creating every color of the rainbow. Unless you wanted that glow to be white, all colors must be emitted simultaneously to create white on an RGB LED. Let there be white light! Disappointed! The only problem is that it wasn't truly white. In theory, you can create true white light by mixing RGB lights, but due to the diffusion of colors, you end up making what's known as a factitious white light. It can end up looking a little pink or a little hazy, and we didn't like that. We can blame this on Manel, our lead product manager, who happens to be colorblind. Hey Manel, can you please pass me the pink pen? No, the pink one. That one. No, the pink one. No. Manel, what is this color?
Green?
We took all of these challenges while developing our second keyboard, the Dygma Defy, with the goal of overcoming each and every one. And guess what? We did! All of them. And we've now incorporated them into the Dygma Race 2. The palm pads have been vastly improved to create a better feel and texture, landing precisely on the right spot of softness while adding increased support for the hand. To solve the stickiness issues, we use magnets instead. A form of stickiness that will outlive both the keyboard as well as yourself. We've also added wireless connectivity, allowing you to place each half of the keyboard in virtually any position while helping you declutter your desk. On more of an ergonomic level, we have integrated the tenting kit right in the keyboard's base. It now folds entirely into the body, allowing the race to lay flat on your desk when you don't want to use it tented. Plus, it now fits so nicely in its travel case. And we also included built-in reverse tilting. This convenient feature can help users suffering from wrist pain due to extended periods of wrist extension while typing. Finally, back to aesthetics. We had that small problem with the RGB LEDs. With more and more users wanting pure white light, the Race 2 now uses RGBW LEDs, which have an extra diode just to emit the white light. We also redesigned the underglow to make it even brighter. Now you can recreate Star Wars scenes with your keyboard. But wait, there's more! Just like Santa's giant sack, Dygma is full of surprises. That's why we included these little pogo pins on the side of the Race 2, so it's ready for future ideas. Who knows? Maybe a Dygma trackball, naming still in progress, or some extra thumb keys. We also added screw holes in the keyboard's base, allowing further customization options, including the ability to attach your keyboard to a base, armchair, or a tray. We're so excited to launch the Race 2 and see what kind of personalizations you, our Dygmates, can come up with. On that very note, we want you to know that you play a massive role in our company. Without your excellent suggestions, feedback, or general support, we wouldn't know half the improvements necessary to make our keyboards to the next level. As always, please continue sending us your ideas, whether in the comments below, by email, or by carrier pigeon. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The more subscribers we get, the more love you will receive. Discipline!